can't allow putbacks in this particular ball game. So rebounding, probably more than anything else, will be the key in this contest.
Now, earlier this year, the Hoosiers were able to get a tremendous start, and they went on to beat the Boilermakers by 11 points, although Purdue was down and came back in that game. Over the last 4 years, and we have three seniors, only three seniors from Indiana that's played in all of the last 4 years. No Purdue players played in the last 4 years, and the Boilermakers have a 4-3 advantage. Looking back to that game, is there an incentive for either team?
Well, I think the incentive is the Big Ten championship, Joe, and the fact that they want to be the #1 seed wherever they go in the NCAA tournament. I think that's going to be a key. For the Boilermakers, it's the only team other than North Carolina that's beat them this year that they haven't been able to beat in the return match. So they'll be after the Hoosiers tonight. It's going to be a great contest. Both teams are ready to go, and I can't hardly wait.
The Boilermakers have lost 3, as Bob indicated. They've lost 1 at home, and that's the big loss. That was to Iowa. They rebounded with that at Iowa, and then they've lost to North Carolina in a neutral court, and they lost to Indiana on the road. Indiana lost at Vanderbilt on the road. They have not lost at home.
Well, I think it's a key for both teams, the fact that it might be at Mackey Arena, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. They could play this one out in the street, and there would be the same intensity. So I think it's going to be a great one.
262 media people are here. They turned away about 30. Now let's go to Rick Miles and the national anthem.
With the world's largest state flag before you as it unfurls, we direct your attention now to the north end of the floor. Joining Dr. Bill Moffitt and the Boiler Brass is a very special guest tonight, Mrs. Sandy Patty from Anderson, Indiana. You saw her last summer on national television as she sang our national anthem during the spectacular closing ceremonies of the Statue of Liberty celebration. You saw her 2 nights ago as she was a featured soloist at the Grammy Awards, during which she won 2 Grammys as one of the top female gospel vocalists in the nation. And now, let's join Sandy Patty with Dr. Bill Moffitt and the Boiler Brass to honor America with our national anthem.
The playing of the national anthem setting the stage. We'll be back to get the starting lineups for tonight's game in just a minute.
Hey, John, selling or storing?
Storing.
Bins full already?
Yep.
You must be almost done then.
No, I got a lot left.
Well, what did you do? Plant every acre to corn?
No, just did what you do.
How's that?
Planted every corn acre to Pioneer.
Living and learning and planting Pioneer.
Now let's go to the public address announcer and a special announcement prior to the tip-off of tonight's game.
Please welcome now, residing in Chicago, Illinois, Steve Reed. From Kansas City, Missouri, Mark Atkinson. From Columbus, Indiana, Kurt Clausen. From Memphis, Tennessee, Greg Eifert. From Cincinnati, Ohio, the 1984 Big Ten Co-Most Valuable Player, Jim Rowinski. And from Indianapolis, Indiana, the 1984 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, Ricky Hall. Now, ladies and gentlemen, attention please. Here now the starting lineups for tonight's game. For Indiana, at forward, a 6-foot, 6-inch sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 20, Rick Calloway. For Purdue at forward, a 6-foot, 5-inch senior from Washington, Illinois, number 20, Doug Lee. For Indiana at forward, a 6-foot, 7-inch senior from Westchester, Illinois, number 24, Darrell Thomas. For Purdue at forward, a 6-foot, 7-inch junior from Toledo, Ohio, number 33, Todd Mitchell. For the Hoosiers at center, a 6-foot, 10-inch junior from San Clemente, California, number 22, Dean Garrett. For the Boilermakers at center, a 6-foot, 10-inch sophomore from Chicago, Illinois, number 35, Melvin McCants. For the Cream and Crimson at guard, a 6-foot, 1-inch junior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, number 23, Keith Smart. For the old Golden Black at guard, a 6-foot, 2-inch junior from Evanston, Illinois, number 21, Everett Stevens. For Indiana at guard, a 6-foot, 2-inch senior from Newcastle, number 12, Steve Alford. And for Purdue at guard, a 6-foot, 4-inch junior from Anderson, Indiana, number 23, Troy Lewis. The head coach of the Hoosiers in his 16th season at Indiana is Bob Knight. And the head coach of the Boilermakers in his 7th season at Purdue, Gene Cady.
And the stage is set for this Big Ten battle between Indiana and Purdue. All 5 players on both teams are averaging in double figures. Indiana, 23-2 overall, number 2 in one poll in the country, number 3 in another, 14-1 in the conference. Purdue is 21-3, number 6 in both polls, and 12-2 in the league.
Joe, as you look at the statistics on the screen now, you see that these two teams are just so evenly balanced. It's unbelievable. You go right down the line in terms of even bench scoring. It's very, very close in terms of what each one of these teams is able to do throughout the season. So tonight, it'll be a matter of execution for both of these clubs. Can they execute their offense? Does their defense work? Are they able to take advantage of the turnovers that one or the other make during the contest? Turnover points have been a key all year long. If you can't take advantage of those turnovers, then maybe you might run into some problem. I think this crowd is really wired here tonight. 14,123, every one of them has a pom-pom, a lot of gold and black and a little speckled red throughout the crowd. So we're ready for a great one here tonight. I don't think anybody could find a better place to be anywhere else in the country.
262 media folks have come here, 2 Los Angeles papers, 1 from Philadelphia, Houston, Chicago, Detroit, and Washington, D.C., among many others, of course. So we're delighted to have you along the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network for this, a big showdown battle. The winner has a leg up on the conference title. Purdue can ill afford to lose it. Indiana wins it. They've assured themselves, the Hoosiers, of no less than a tie. And the ball is controlled by Purdue's Troy Lewis. Everett Stevens averaging 12 points. It ripped off 10 consecutive three-pointers. Here is Lewis firing. It is bouncing off. No. And the loose ball is picked up for the Hoosiers. Picked up there by Calloway. Calloway with the ball, guarded by Lee. Here is Alford. First shot. No. Rebounded off there by Garrett. Taken away from him by The Boilermakers taken off there by Mitchell. Purdue down, looking inside. Here is a walking violation. No basket. McCants walked with the ball. It'll be out of bounds to Indiana.
Both teams working very hard on their offense to get the ball to the players they think are going to be keys in tonight's contest. Troy Lewis taking the first shot for Purdue. Didn't work. They tried to force it inside, and McCants traveled. Alford got the shot for Indiana, so the offenses are working well.
Alford feeds it low. Garrett gives it out there to Smart. Turns, fires, scores. Smart gives the Hoosiers a 2-0 lead with 52 seconds gone by.
Smart is a real key in this ball game, Joe. If he has a hot hand, that's going to really hurt the Boilermakers. Troy Lewis would have to work extra hard on defense. That might take away from his offense.
Here is a foul going to be called on Garrett. Dean Garrett reaches in, commits the first foul of tonight's game. We'll take a look at it again as Garrett was working low.
Earlier in the week, McCann said that he was not going to be intimidated by going against a big player like Garrett. There you see Garrett trying to play over the top. McCann's in good position. The foul was called. Purdue has it.
Purdue's basketball. It comes into Mitchell. He feeds it inside. McCann puts it up. Wouldn't stay in there. Battle for the rebound. We have a jump ball. It'll be Indiana's basketball on the alternating possession rule. The ball will be put in bounds by the Indiana Hoosiers' Steve Alford.
Very difficult shot by McCants over the outstretched arms of Garrett. There you see the inside position of Lee, but he's only 6'5". Garrett at 6'10" was able to take the ball away over the top.
Hoosiers get it down. Callaway feeds it outside to Smart. Here's Callaway driving, rolls up, rolls off, battle for the rebound, taken underneath, ripped away. It'll be out of bounds to Purdue. It hit the foot of a Hoosier and bounced out of bounds. Coach Knight, in his 16th year, 359 and 117 overall.
Indiana doing a good job inside on the boards. There you see the ball knocked away by Troy Lewis off the foot of Garrett, but Indiana's getting second attempt.
It is 2-0 in favor of the Hoosiers. 3 points by Doug Lee, and the Boilermakers lead 3-2. We played nearly 2 minutes of this titanic struggle. Alford gives it to Callaway. Defense sticky. The ball is bounced off but chased down there by Garrett. Garrett looking for help, sends it outside to Callaway. Coming outside is Smart with the ball. Callaway, wing right. Sticky defense. We got a foul away from the ball, and it'll be marked against Melvin McCants.
Awful lot of acting going on inside by both McCants and Garrett, depending on which end of the court you're at. That time Garrett got the Emmy for the acting job down low. The other time at the other end it might have been McCants. He did a little acting job and got the call.
It is Indiana's basketball underneath the Hoosier basket. Darrell Thomas will throw it in. His average is 15-9. Alford leads the team in scoring with 22-3. Callaway at 12-1. Garrett at 11 and Smart at 10-1. Here's the ball out to Alford. Stevens is on him. Alford has taken one shot tonight. Bounces it low. Garrett fires. It's no. Over the back. No, it'll be out of bounds. Hit last by Thomas as he went over the back and knocked the ball out of bounds.
Thomas high in the air. Coach Knight looks on as he wants his Hoosiers to get on that backboard. They're battling it, but Purdue had inside that time.
So here comes Purdue as we come back to live action. Everett Stevens gives to Troy Lewis. Back to Everett. Wanted to shoot the three-pointer. Goes inside. Here is Mitchell. He's ripped on the arm. And the foul is going to be called on Keith Smart. It'll be his first. That's the second against Indiana.
It's one of the things that Indiana does very, very well. When that ball goes into the middle, they really collapse their defense down in to make it difficult to get that shot up there. That time Smart just was a little overzealous in his activity in trying to knock it away from Todd Mitchell and got him on the arm. So it'll be Mitchell going to the free throw line, and this is the first set of free throws in the ball game.
73% from the line, 94 out of 129. Purdue is a team shooting only 656. But the first one is made by Mitchell tonight, and the Boilermakers lead 4-2. Indiana, an excellent free throw shooting team at 756. 17:34 to play in the first half. Mitchell's second attempt is good. And the Boilers lead 5-2. Alford in the backcourt. Stevens on him. 2.5 minutes gone by in the first half. Indiana scored first. Purdue's come back with 5 unanswered. Alford bounces it outside to Smart. Smart, short jumper. It's good. Smart gets his second basket. It's 5-4 Purdue.
Smart's one of the best players I've seen in a long time, Joe, and be able to shoot that shot on the fly. And he moves even in the air. That's a very difficult
Lewis
shot.
tries to bounce it inside. It's thrown away. Second turnover for Purdue. And here come the Hoosiers. Here is Thomas. No. Battle for the rebound. McCants comes down with it. Here come the Boilermakers. Troy Lewis on the drive. Gives it off to Everett Stevens. He's ripped out of there, and a foul is going to be called on Thomas. That'll be the number one foul on Thomas. 3 fouls against Indiana.
Purdue very well under control there, Joe, as you see Troy Lewis avoiding the charge against Alford. There's the reach-in on Thomas as he went over the top and whacked the arms. It won't be a shooting violation. Official said he hit him before he left the court, so the Boilermakers have it out of bounds.
Lee to throw it in. Comes way outside to Troy Lewis. Back to Lee. 3-point try. Off the mark a little bit. Here is a battle for the rebound. It goes off the hands of Mitchell. It'll be out of bounds to Indiana. Coach Knight pulls up the sweater, and the crowd stands up and does likewise. 16:45 to play, first half. Purdue by 1. Here is Callaway back outside. Here is Alford. Stevens is on him. Alford has taken 1 shot tonight. This is Callaway. Smart winds up on the floor. Callaway bounces it low. Thomas turns, fires, and scores. Thomas gets his first basket, and the Hoosiers lead 6-5.
Well, what a great shot by Thomas. He took a real blow from Mitchell down low as he went up and was able to hit the shot fading away. That shows you what a great athlete he is.
Nearly 4 minutes gone by in the first half. 1-point lead for Indiana. Purdue with the basketball. Stevens looks outside. Mitchell 15 feet away. Didn't get it. Battle for the rebound. Pulled off there by Callaway. Here's Alford on the dribble. Hoosiers by 1. Callaway working the ball to Thomas. Thomas drives down low, fires, didn't get it. Rebounded by Lee. Stevens brings it down. Here's the alley-oop, too long. Go away. Third turnover for Purdue. 1 for Indiana. We've got a timeout with 15:44 to play in the first half. And you're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue trails Indiana 6-5.
Everybody knows how to do that kick. Health kick, yeah. Whoa, the goodness of milk is a real health kick. Health kick, yeah, milk. You pour a glass of milk real tall, getting calcium and vitamins and loving it all. Looking good. Come on, everybody, milk that kick. Health kick, do that kick. Come on, everybody, do that kick. America's favorite health kick.
WrestleMania 3, the biggest happening of the year, is coming on Sunday, March 29th. Get set for 12 great matches, highlighted by Andre the Giant challenging Hulk Hogan for his heavyweight title for the first time ever. WrestleMania 3, Sunday, March the 29th. And here's how you can order now.
We're back at Mackey Arena. It's a 1-point game. Indiana with the basketball and the lead.
So as we look at the shooting percentages, Indiana doing better than Purdue, although they're not shooting too tremendous themselves. 3 of 8 for 37%. The Boilermakers have only hit 1. They're 20%, 1 out of 5. Free throws, the Boilermakers the only one there. Here's that shot a moment ago. Look at that fadeaway. Nice control, keeps the shoulders square to the basket and knocks it home. And he took a real whack before he went up from Mitchell down on the court. A good body bump, good defensive play down there, and he was still able to come up with the basket.
Boilermakers' basket came with 18:23, so we played almost 3 minutes since that three-pointer by Doug Lee was put in. Todd Mitchell is 2 of 2. Arnold is checked into the lineup for the Boilermakers. Pressure all over the court. This is Keith Smart. He has 2 of the Hoosier baskets. Alford hasn't scored yet. It's inside. Thomas driving and got it. Thomas' second basket. And the Hoosiers now lead by an 8-5 margin.
Boilermakers had dropped back down and covering the goal as they retreated on their pressure full court. And Todd Mitchell just completely forgot about Thomas coming right down the middle.
Mitchell gets it over here to Stevens. Tries to flip it low. Loose ball. Stolen again by Indiana. 4 turnovers for Purdue. 1 for the Hoosiers.
What Indiana does so well, they key their offense off of that defense.
Here's the short jumper going to be missed by Callaway, here's the shot, no good again. Kept alive, but this time into the hands of Troy Lewis. Lewis comes down, and he is fouled, and the foul is going to be called on Thomas. It'll be his second. That's 4 on Indiana, 1 on Purdue. Look at it again.
You see Thomas trailing the play. Lewis feels him coming. As he goes up, Thomas reaches in and rips away the left hand. That's 2 fouls on him early. You can see there he's not really pleased with what's happening to him on the court. He's a guy that they don't need to be going to the bench early in the contest.
Troy Lewis will go to the free throw line for the Boilermakers, shooting 78 out of 104 for about 75%. He's averaging 18-9 on the year.
Indiana's done a good job defensively, Joe, and not allowing Purdue to get that pass in on the first attempt down low to the big man, whether it's McCants or Arnold. And in doing that, the Boilermakers simply have to fake that ball inside and then reverse the floor and catch him on the other side.
Here is Steve Isles, 6'6 junior out of Hamilton, Ohio, coming in, and Thomas will take a breather with 2 early fouls. Melvin McCants comes back in for the Boilermakers, and Arnold goes out. Hoosiers had ripped off 6 unanswered points before the free throw there by Troy Lewis. Troy fires and scores his second. Purdue's 4 out of 4, and the lead is 1 for the Hoosiers, 8-7. Alford brings it up. 8 points have been equally divided between Smart and Thomas. Isle with the ball. Callaway beats it low. Here's Alford throwing it up. No, battle for the rebound. Purdue got it. Melvin McCants rips it off. Lewis hustles down the floor. Lee, stop, in the lane. McCants drives. Offensive foul on McCants. His second. Both fouls against Purdue, against McCants.
Again, this is a great play by Indiana. There you see Isle getting back over into position as McCants comes charging down the lane and commits the foul. He'll leave the contest now as Todd Mitchell comes back in. It'll be Mitchell and Arnold and Lee down front, and the Boilermaker guard tandem that started the contest is out on the front of the court.
Smart on the dribble. Alford sets it outside. Feeds it inside. Here's Garrett. No, battle for the rebound. Taken off, put back up and in by Callaway. His first basket. And it's a 10-7 lead for the Hoosiers.
Boilermakers terribly out of position as Indiana really crashed the board. Purdue needs to make contact and keep the Hoosiers away.
Mitchell bounces it low. It's kicked by Meyer. It'll be out of bounds to the Boilermakers. In the lineup now for the Hoosiers is number 30, Todd Meyer, 22, Garrett, Alford, 12, 20, Callaway. Here's the shot, air ball, loose ball. Who's going to get it? It'll be Purdue's basketball. Apparently went off either Alford or Garrett.
Gene Cady up calling the play. That shot probably wasn't the shot for Todd Mitchell to be taking out of the corner. He doesn't normally shoot that ball away.
Purdue trails by 3. Purdue is 1 of 6 this evening. 4 out of 4 at the free throw line. He got a foul away from the ball, and it'll be on Smart. That'll be his second. That's 5 on the team. 2 against Smart, 2 against Thomas, 1 against Garrett.
Indiana digging just a little bit of a hole for themselves in terms of individual fouling. As you said, Thomas on the bench with 2, Smart now with 2. Not a lot of fouls on the team, but certainly in critical situations.
Purdue's basketball comes way outside here to Mitchell. Feeds it in low to Arnold. Put it up and in. Arnold's first basket. It's a 1-point game. Indiana leads 10-9. Pete Smart on the dribble. Lewis is on him. This is Callaway. Here's Alford. Knocked away from him by Stevens. Picked back up. Alford's taken, I believe, only 1 shot so far tonight, but the Hoosiers lead 10-9. Meyer feeds it out to Alford. Stevens is on him. Alford driving down low. Stops. Needs help. Comes back outside to Garrett. Garrett gives it over to Smart. Smart jumping, shooting. No. Battle for the rebound. Pulled down by Arnold. Big rebound. Everett Stevens comes down. Mitchell back to Troy Lewis. Trying to look inside a foul. And it'll be on Garrett. That'll be his second. That's 3 Hoosiers with 2 fouls apiece. Coach Knight off the bench, pleading his case with Gary Muncie.
You can see it down low. It's a real battle between Arnold and Garrett. Garrett is caught for the foul, and it could have gone either way because both players were really battling for it. You look at the rebounding stats. Purdue leads that by 1 as they make a change on the court. Number 25, Tony Jones, comes in replacing Torrey Lewis.
Lee to get the ball in, got to get it in. He does to Arnold. He saved the ball. Stevens, three-point try. Puts it in! And the Boilermakers lead 12-10. I didn't think that had a chance in the world.
Well, I tell you what, it wasn't planned that way. He hit it off the backboard, kind of reminiscent of the shot that Lewinsky hit to beat Illinois.
That's Meyer. Callaway beats it outside to Smart. Now to Meyer. They let him have it. Callaway, guarded by Lee, makes a drive. Here's a steal. Tony Jones going for the layup and got it. 14-10, Purdue.
And the Boilermaker defense has been the key. They've really shut down Indiana. And the Hoosiers looking for that good shot. They haven't been able to get it to their ace player, Steve Alford, who has really been covered up by Everett Stevens.
Meyer with the ball. Looks for help. Here's Alford, makes a nice move, beats it low, and going for the basket, and got it, and a foul is also called. Garrett made a power move for his first basket of the night, cuts the lead 14-12. He'll go to the line after the foul.
Well, this gives you an idea of the intensity in this contest. Look at these two guys go after it. What a great effort by both young men. The foul on Mitchell, no question about it. He really hammered him. Garrett went ahead strong, ripped that ball through the hoop. And the Hoosiers get 2. Garrett will go to the free throw line, and I believe this is the first time the Hoosiers have been there tonight.
44 out of 68 for Garrett at the line, 65%. The Hoosiers as a team, excellent free throw shooting squad, 756. It's 14-12. Garrett trying to cut it to one, can't. Arnold got the rebound. Purdue has a 2 advantage in the rebounding now. Boilermakers by 2. Tony Jones saved it, gives it low. Arnold drops off and goes for the basket, his second. And the lead is 16-12. Boilermakers.
Very smart play by Arnold. He knows Garrett's got 2 personal fouls. He's going to take it right to him.
Meyer back out to Alford. We have a foul away from the ball, and it'll be on Purdue. I think it'll be on Arnold. It'll be the first foul on Arnold.
Arnold really pushing down low, Joe. He was really shoving Garrett, and I don't think he wants to get into that kind of a contest.
We have a timeout, 11:14 to play in the first half. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue leads Indiana 16-12.
Old Lincoln Way Townhomes, located at the corner of Klein Avenue and Old Lincoln Highway in Cherville, provide you with the luxury of a home without the worry of everyday maintenance. 2 bedrooms, 1 3/4 baths, kitchen, dining room, garage, and a beautiful lakeview balcony make Old Lincoln Way Townhomes the perfect place to live. With prices beginning at $56,900, the dream of owning your own home has become a reality at Old Lincoln Way Townhomes. Call Riley Realty at 836-6160 and begin your future today.
Half Price Furniture at 3600 West Route 30 in Maryville gives you quality name brand new furniture at half off retail prices every day. Living room sets from Riverside, Carlton, Condolium, and more. Dining room sets from Singer and Keller, plus bedroom sets and Sealy bedding. When visiting Half Price Furniture, just turn over the tag and see the 50% or more discount you will receive. Shop anywhere, shop everywhere. Then come to Half Price Furniture, 3600 West Route 30 in Maryville. Open daily till 9, Sunday till 5.
Purdue has a 3-point lead, make it a 4-point lead, 16-12 now, as the Boilermakers have hit 5 of the 10 field goals, the last 4 in a row.
Here you see some of that hustle inside. Tony Jones with the great defensive play to take it away and go down to the other end and score. And earlier it was Indiana's defense that was holding Purdue down as the Boilermakers were not able to get into their offense. Now Purdue's defense has forced Indiana out of their offense, and the Boilermakers, I believe, have scored the last 5 points in the ballgame to take that 16-12 lead.
So it'll be Purdue setting up on defense. Both the Meyer and Isle are now into the lineup for the Hoosiers. This is Alford with the ball. Alford comes outside, gives it to Keith Smart. He's playing with 2 fouls, has 4 points. Thomas has 4, Garrett has 2, Callaway has 2.
Boilermakers in a box and 1 right now, and it's a real battle between Tony Jones and Alford.
Here's a shot from outside. It is missed and taken off there by Kip Jones, who checked in during the timeout for the Boilermakers.
It's going to be a battle to watch between Jones and Alford at both ends of the court. These guys are really going at it.
Here is Alford taking the ball away from Jones. 6 turnovers for Purdue, 2 for Indiana. Alford comes back the other way. He's taken no more than 2 shots, maybe just 1. Here's a blocking foul going to be called against Purdue. It'll be on Jones. It'll be his first. That's 5 on the team. 6 against Indiana.
Jones got caught coming through a screen and just pushed off to try to get through it. And I noticed that the officials are really watching the contact between those 2 guys, and rightfully so, because it's getting a little bit out of hand, a lot of pushing and shoving and holding. And I think probably Tony Jones is more guilty than Alford.
27 seconds away from the midway point of the first half. Alford the ball outside to Smart. Purdue is in a box and 1. They got a chaser on Alford, and Tony Jones is on him at the moment.
Indiana's offense, Joe, is very stagnant, just not moving around very much other than Alford.
Callaway with the ball. Gives it over to Smart. Out to Alford. Alford sends it to the left wing. They go inside. Here's Meyer turning around. No, battle for the rebound. Pulled off there by the Boilermakers. Pulled off there by Mitchell. Tony Jones brings it down. Purdue leads by 4. 9:50 to play, first half. Mitchell gives it there to Troy Lewis. Lewis has only 2 points, goes from the field. We got a foul. Alford got him. Alford's first foul. 7 on the team. 2 against Thomas, 2 against Smart, 2 against Garrett, 1 against Alford. On the other side, McCants with 2, 1 against Arnold, Mitchell, Jones.
Here's a look at it as Alford is trying to check against Troy Lewis. There you see the body contact. And I tell you, I haven't seen these 2 teams play as angry as they're playing tonight. Both teams are just very angry in this contest.
Everett Stevens and Doug Lee are back into the lineup for the Boilermakers. Troy Lewis will go to the line. He hit his only 2 tries tonight. That's been his output so far. He's shooting 75% on the year. Now the Hoosiers make a substitution. Joe Hillman, number 44, 6'2 junior, comes in, and Alford takes a rest. And Alford has not scored in the game. Lewis is 0 for 1 from the field, 2 for 2 at the free throw line.
And Coach Knight's trying to talk to Alford. Just give him a little tip. Hey, here's something that might work. There's no question that Steve is a little frustrated out on the court right now. The Purdue defense has been very, very sticky.
Lewis has hit 3 in a row. Purdue is 5 of 5 of the line, and the lead is now 17 to 12, and that's the biggest lead that Purdue has had. And this one didn't fall. That's the first miss of the night. 17-12. Here come the Hoosiers. Double clutching a little bit to Smart. Lays it off to Hillman. Outside to Isle. Now to Hillman. Hillman feeds it into the lane. Callaway jump shot. Good. Callaway's second basket. He has 4. Third Hoosier with 4 points.
Good ball movement by Indiana. They got the zone going back and forth and then found a hole right in the middle of it. Boy, you can't give Callaway that shot. He'll hit it all night.
3-point lead for the Hoosiers. Arnold couldn't get it to stay in and is pulled off there by Indiana's Steve Isle. Hillman outside. Smart with the ball to Hillman. Stops at the 15-foot mark. Goes off to Smart. Feeds it inside. Hillman wanted to shoot it. Here's the ball knocked away by Troy Lewis. Lewis comes down. The alley-oop to Everett Stevens. Didn't get it. Troy Lewis comes off with it. He's fouled. And Lewis will go to the line, and the foul is going to be marked against, I believe, Todd Meyer.
Good defensive hustle by Purdue. Again, there's Troy Lewis. It looks like one of the drills that they do. He tries a very difficult pass here to try to get the ball up to Everett Stevens. Everett makes a tremendous effort. And then there's Troy to follow it up. Here comes Meyer from behind, and he commits the foul.
And Troy Lewis, 3 out of 4 tonight, will go to the free throw line. Arnold will go out. McCants will come back in. McCants has 2 fouls. The Hoosiers, Steve Alford, comes back into the game also.
You know, I think both teams are getting excellent play out of the people on the bench, in that when they bring somebody in, it doesn't seem to upset their offensive or defensive flow.
So at the line, Troy Lewis, the Anderson Jr., fires in his 4th point of the night. Purdue is 6 of 7, and the lead is 18-14. Troy Lewis with all of his points tonight from the stripe, 5 of them. 5-point lead for Purdue, matching its previous large lead. Indiana was up 8-5. Here is a walking violation going to be called on Indiana.
Hoosiers just in a crossing defense at our offensive set in the middle, and it was Alford and Callaway. They just ran together, and when they did, Callaway moved the pivot play.
Here is almost a steal by Callaway. He almost made up for that, but the ball got away from him, out of bounds, Purdue. 19-14, Boilermakers, 8:28 to play, first half. We're going to have a substitution now for Indiana. Number 10, Tony Freeman, is coming in. There's the turnover situation. Purdue 6, Indiana 4. Tony Freeman makes things happen generally for the Hoosiers. He'll be on Troy Lewis. Here's the pass to Mitchell, lays it off to Lee, 3-point air ball. Alford got the ball. He gives it to Freeman. Callaway with the ball. Back out to Freeman. Dave Alford uses up the dribble, gives it inside to Meyer. Bounced in, stolen by Purdue. Picked up there by Lee and Mitchell.
Mitchell was right in the passing lane when that pass came across the middle, was able to flip it away.
Lewis goes inside to McCants, turns, puts it up, got it! McCants gets his first basket. And the Boilermakers lead by 7. It's the biggest lead, 21-14.
Indiana really struggling to find that offensive move that's going to work for them. They just have not been able to get into a good rhythm.
Freeman with the ball. Callaway has it. Almost stripped away from him. Here's Alford. His first basket of the night. Took him nearly 13 minutes to get it.
One of the things we talked about, Joe, is the fact that you can't go away from Alford. You've got to stay with him. That time, Stevens thought he could make a steal down low, went after it. They immediately found Alford for the 2.
Indiana's 8 of 20. Purdue is 6 of 14. A little more than 7 minutes to play in the half. The lead is 5 for Purdue. Here is Lee firing. Got it! Lee's second basket. The first one was from 3. It is 23-16, Purdue.
Purdue showing good patience, taking the shots that are given to him by Indiana.
Here is Alford with the ball. Last time down, he made the basket. He's going to try it again. He didn't get it. It's rebounded by Mitchell. Comes out to Troy Lewis. Lewis trying to protect the ball. Freeman picks him up immediately. Comes out to Everett Stevens. He checks the sideline for the play with 6.5 minutes to play in the half. Purdue by 7. Lewis goes inside. McCants comes out to Mitchell. Fires. He got it. Mitchell's first basket. He has 4 points. And Purdue leads 25-16.
Excellent ball movement by Purdue on the inside. 3 quick passes and a 14-foot jump shot.
Coach Knight is getting ready to bring Thomas back into the lineup. Here's a pass inside to Callaway. Callaway is 3, fires, scores. Callaway has 6. He leads Indiana in scoring now. Cuts the lead 25-18.
Just that quickly, they give Callaway just a little crack. They drop back just a moment, and immediately he knocks the ball in.
8 of 16 for Indiana. Here's the alley-oop, and it goes down to Everett Stevens. He gets his basket. He has 5. And the lead again is 9, 27-18. Alford with the ball. Back outside. Freeman dishes it off to Isle. Now Freeman looks for Callaway, gives to Isle. Kyle goes low, turns, gets on the floor, and he's going to be fouled by Mitchell. Mitchell lost his balance, gets his second foul. He is the second Boilermaker with 2. The other is Melvin McCants. 6 fouls on the team.
Isle did a great job of making a little head and shoulder fake and getting Mitchell way off balance, and then just waited for him to come down before he attempted the shot. Isle's one of those kind of guys you have to watch coming off the bench. He and Meyer both, they can come in, and before you know it, they've got 6, 8 points, 4 or 5 rebounds, and they can really hurt you. Jeff Arnold back in, replacing Mitchell, who's in a little bit of foul trouble with 2. And sitting on the sideline waiting to come in is Thomas. Here's that move. Watch, just a little head and shoulder fake. Bang, he goes right up. Great move by Isle.
So Isle will go to the line, 68% from the free throw line. He'll shoot 2 here. Both coaches go back to their respective seats. Isle at the line, looking for his first point of the night, and got it to fall in there. Hoosiers are 1 out of 2 tonight. Isle goes back to the line. Thomas will come in, but I think we'll have a timeout, however, before play resumes. Isle gets them both. And we do have a timeout with 5:27 to play in the first half. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue is ahead of Indiana, 27-20.
Foxtail, pigweed, lamb's quarters. When it comes to stopping them, nobody's built a better one than Tretland. Nobody.
This year, United Way is observing its 100th anniversary. 100 years of helping the disabled, the homeless, the young, and the old. They do that through hundreds of people helping agencies throughout Indiana and the United States. I hope you join me in helping make this the biggest and best year in United Way history.
The agents and employees of Farm Bureau Insurance join Coach Gene Cady in support of United Way. Purdue is ahead of Indiana 27-20. Just a moment ago, a great alley-oop play.
Saw Steve Alford turn his head just a moment on the pass, and look what happens to his man. Before he can find him back, there's a screen by McCants, and the Hoosiers are caught sleeping. Bang, a big one by Everett Stevens.
Purdue is 9 of 17 from the field. Indiana is 9 of 22. Purdue has hit its last 5 at the free throw line. The Boilermakers are 7 of 8. And Indiana is 2 of 3. Rebounding, Purdue has a 3-rebound advantage, 13-10. Turnover, Purdue has turned the ball over 6 times, Indiana 5. Three-point range, Purdue's 2 of 4. Indiana has not taken a three-point shot.
Just the kind of game that you would expect from these two teams, Joe. Very well played. Both teams really playing under control, doing what they're supposed to be doing. Right now, the Boilermakers have been a little bit better on the defensive end. They've held Indiana to 20 points while being able to score 27 themselves.
Here comes Purdue. Tony Jones on the dribble to Melvin McCants. Out to Jeff Arnold. He goes inside. Troy Lewis gets in, and he's really hammered by Todd Meyer. His second foul. 9 on the team. And Lewis will go to the line for the 6th time tonight.
Well, they're just taking advantage of the fact that Lewis is down inside playing against Freeman. Freeman just cannot handle him. There comes Meyer over the top, but watch Todd hang on here. He hangs on right there to Troy Lewis and keeps him from going to the court. That's a nice effort by Meyer to keep Troy Lewis from getting hurt.
Lewis has taken only 1 shot tonight from the field, but he has taken 3, 6, 7 free shots and made 6 of them. And the lead is 8 now for Purdue.
One of those stats, Joe, it's not where from, it's how many.
That's right. He got 23 against Indiana in the opener. Steve Alford had 31 in that one. Boilermakers lead by 9 for the second time. Outside, Callaway gets into the lane, makes a great move, and got it to fall. Callaway has 8. He leads the Hoosiers in scoring tonight.
Yes, an outstanding first step. He's gone before you know it. Lee, who is very quick, just couldn't keep up with him.
Less than 5 minutes to play in the first half. Here is Lewis playing low now. Had to send it outside. Tony Jones comes down to Lee. Callaway is on him. Lee has to bring it outside to Tony Jones. Now to Melvin McCants. Back to Tony. Troy Lewis trying to get free. Had it stripped away from him. Knocked away. It'll be out of bounds to Indiana. 7 turnovers for Purdue.
Everett Stevens coming into the lineup, number 21, replacing Tony Jones, who did a good job for Purdue while he was in there. That time the Boilermakers were trying a little bit too hard to get the ball to Troy Lewis. He's being picked up by Freeman, who's much, much shorter than Lewis. Freeman did a good job of just flipping the ball away.
Callaway missed his first 2 shots tonight, but has hit the last 4 of 6. Here's the ball deflected away. Thomas finally got it back. Thomas sets, lays it off to Alford, fires and scores. Alford has his second basket.
Boy, when Alford gets that shot from the corner, that wide open shot, you can just mark your scorecard. He's not going to miss very many of those.
5-point lead for Purdue. Lewis from 3, got it! Lewis gets his first basket. He has 10 points tonight. 32-24, Purdue. Oni Freeman goes low. Thomas missed it. Out of bounds to Indiana. We'll have a timeout call with 3:44 to play in the first half. You are watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. The Boilermakers lead the Hoosiers 32-24.
Everybody knows how to do that kick. Health kick, yeah. Whoa! The goodness of milk is a real health kick. Health kick, yeah, milk. You pour a glass of milk real tall, getting calcium and vitamins and loving it all. Looking good. Come on, everybody, milk's that kick. Health kick, do that kick. Come on, everybody, do that kick. America's favorite health kick.
Associated Dentists of Northwest Indiana offers service for your entire family at affordable prices. Ultrasonic teeth cleaning will freshen your breath and smile. New patients get a complete exam, cleaning, and instructions on preventing dental disease for just $19. At Associated Dentists, dentures start as low as $297. They have a discount program for senior citizens, too. Associated Dentists of Northwest Indiana at 1650 45th Avenue in Munster and Ross Commons in Maryville, saving your teeth and saving you money.
It is 32-24. Here is Troy Lewis with the three-pointer just a while ago. Purdue is 3 of 5, and that is the 29th consecutive game in which Troy Lewis has been in double figures. That was his 10th point of the night.
That's really a clinic of how to shoot that turnaround jump shot. Lewis coming from behind the screen, the ball in the air before he turns, yet he does turn, squares his shoulders to the goal and goes up with both feet straight in the air and knocks the shot home. Just a great effort.
It's Indiana's basketball. Indiana has not taken a three-point attempt here tonight. Alford will throw it in. He's been held to 2 baskets here this evening. The ball is kicked by Stevens and will be out of bounds to Indiana again.
Now, one of the things as I look at my scorecard, Joe, is the fact that Stevens has been able to play defense on Alford and not foul yet in the ball game.
That's a key, I'm sure. Freeman with the ball. They still are chasing Alford over there. This is Freeman with the ball at the point. Isle back out to Freeman. Here's a pass inside. It goes to Meyer. Throws it up there. No. Rebounded by Purdue. Pulled off by McCants. And Lee will call for Stevens, and he'll take it across the timeline with 3:20 to play in the half.
Indiana hasn't been able to do anything with that box and one. It's really had him stymied.
Lee looks for help. Dribbles on Callaway. Here is a two-pointer. Missed. And Edward Stevens got it back. Throws it to the alley-oop underneath. No. And Callaway comes down with the ball. 3 minutes to play in the half. Purdue leads by 8. Here's a drive by Isle. It was rejected into the hands of Lewis.
Well, that was a tough one. I think he just lost the handle going to the goal. Had a nice inside open shot. Tried to make it a little tougher than it should have been.
A little bump, no foul there. Here is Lee. Fires. He got it. 3 points. His second three-pointer tonight. He's got 8. And Purdue leads by 11. 35-24. Biggest lead either team has had.
Boilermakers still using that box and one.
Here is Alford. He got it. It's a two-pointer. Alford's third field goal.
Exactly what Indiana has to do. That time they caught Stevens up on the pick down low as Indiana set a great one. They find Alford out there in the corner, and he can fill them up.
7 Purdue players have scored. 6 Indiana players. Here's the shot missed, and Alford gets the rebound. Alford went nearly 13 minutes before scoring, but he's turned it on here recently. Comes down, can't get this one. It's rebounded by Troy Lewis. 1:50 to play.
Gene Cady up. He says, guys, slow it down. We're up by 9, and they want to go into the lineup that way. Bob Knight on the other end is up. He says, guys, let's get the tempo up. Let's get the ball down here and let's score some points.
28 seconds on the shot clock. 1:37 on the game clock. We got a foul. No, it's a walking violation on Arnold. 8 turnovers for Purdue, 5 for Indiana. Hoosiers get the basketball with 1:36 to play in the half. Coach Knight in Mackey has won 4 times. Purdue's won 10 against the Hoosiers. Coach Knight against Purdue is 18-14 in his career. Here is Callaway. It bounces off. And Stevens gets it on the break. Stevens comes down, lays it off, tried to throw it over, and it was stolen there on a nice play by the Hoosiers.
Another situation where you bring the ball down and get a good shot. You don't want to hurry up. You've got too big a lead.
1:09 left. Here is a 2-pointer. No. Rebounded by Lee. 1 minute left in the half. 38 seconds on the shot clock. 35-26. Boilermakers. Lee, 3. No. I don't know why he took that shot, and Coach Cady is not too pleased with that either. He walks to the other end of the bench.
Boy, that shot came way early. The Boilermakers still had about 25 seconds on the shot clock. Gene Cady says, holy smokes, guys. We got a big lead here. We're able to get that ball down and get a better shot than that. Kip Jones into the lineup, and Merrill McCants will go out. McCants with 2 fouls.
So here come the Hoosiers. The shot clock and the game clock are just about a second off. And the Hoosiers probably will work for that last one.
Purdue still sitting back in the box in 1, and they'll try to shadow Alford with number 21, Everett Stevens, and Indiana will just wait for the last one.
Bree Smith, 42, out at the top. Ian Callaway play catch. 18 seconds to play. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Callaway fires and got it. Callaway with 2. He's got 10. 3 seconds. Here is the throw down quickly. Arnold fires at the buzzer. Good! Arnold got it back with 6. Boy, I tell you, the Boilermakers moved it down the court rapidly on that one.
An excellent job by Purdue to come back and get that score. Indiana was really on a high as they set up a good play and got the shot. Here was the one just a moment ago. Look at Arnold shoot the jump shot from outside. That's way outside his range, but had nice form on it. You can see that he's excited with a field goal.
And we played the first half in this great battle between Indiana and Purdue. At halftime, the score is Purdue 37, Indiana 28. We'll check the individual scoring in just a minute.
You're nothing but a fat, lazy cat.
I still hang out with a fat, lazy cat. He never has appreciated my fine company.
Jim Davis, another Indiana legend.
2 Indiana legends.
Brought to you with pride by Farm Bureau Insurance.
WrestleMania 3, the biggest happening of the year, is coming on Sunday, March 29th. Get set for 12 great matches, highlighted by Andre the Giant challenging Hulk Hogan for his heavyweight title for the first time ever. WrestleMania 3, Sunday, March the 29th. And here's how you can order now.
We're back at Mackey Arena. They are really packed in here tonight, and I suspect that most of them are enjoying the game, at least at the moment, because the larger part of the crowd naturally would be from Purdue University, and the Boilermakers are leading Indiana here at halftime by a score of 37-28. The key, I think, perhaps, has been that the great defensive effort that Everett Stevens has done on Steve Alford, the Hoosiers' leading scorer. Steve went almost 13 minutes in the first half before he was able to get his first basket, and then he went another 4 or 5 minutes before he was able to get the second one, and Steve wound up with 3 baskets for 6 points. Had to really work for those. On the other hand, Everett Stevens was able to put in a 3-pointer and a field goal for 5. perhaps the key was that he was able to chase Steve Alford and not commit a foul. The other scoring for Indiana, Rick Calloway has had a great first half. He has 5 field goals for 10 points. Dean Garrett has a basket for 2. Keith Smart has 2 baskets for 4. The same for Darrell Thomas. Darrell sat out quite a bit of the first half when he got 2 early fouls. The other 2 points have been scored at the free throw line by Steve Isle. On the other side, for the Boilermakers, as I indicated, 5 points for Everett Stevens, 1 a three-pointer. Doug Lee has a three-pointer, a total 2 three-pointers. He had a total of 8 points here tonight. Troy Lewis, 29 consecutive games in which he has been in double figures. He was held to only 1 field goal. He went to the line 8 times, and he made 7 of them. He has 10 points to lead Purdue here in the first half. Jeff Arnold has had a great first half off the bench, including the last basket, a long jumper at the buzzer. He has 6 and 3 field goals. Melvin McCants a basket for 2. Todd Mitchell has 4 points, 2 out of 2 at the free throw line, and Kip Jones has a basket for 2. Boilermakers have nobody with more than 2 fouls, though they have a couple players with 2. They are Todd Mitchell and Melvin McCants. On the other side, the Hoosiers have Garrett with 2, Smart with 2, Thomas with 2, Meyer with 2, Alford has 1. Turnovers, unofficially, Purdue has mishandled the ball or had it stolen away 9 times. The Hoosiers have committed 5 turnovers. The Hoosiers scored the first basket. The Boilermakers came back to go 5-2, and then the Hoosiers took an 8-5 lead. Then it was 10-7. The Boilermakers went up 14-10, and I don't believe they've ever trailed, and I think they had an 11-point lead on at least one occasion, and the lead here now at halftime is 37-28. Purdue was 9 of 10 at the free throw line. The Hoosiers are 2 of 3. Tonight's game between Purdue and Indiana is being played at West Lafayette at Mackey Arena. The score at halftime is Purdue 37 and Indiana 28. Here's IU football coach Bill Mallory.
This year, United Way is observing its 100th anniversary. 100 years of helping people who are old, handicapped, disabled, and poor. They provide this help through organizations like Salvation Army, Red Cross, Boy Scouts, and many, many others. I hope you'll join me in helping make this the biggest, best year in United Way history.
The agents and employees of Farm Bureau Insurance join Coach Mallory in support of United Way.
Sometimes the flooring you want won't fit in a room without a seam. So Congolium is rolling out a beautiful sale on beautiful seamless white width, no wax vinyl flooring.
Right now at Master Tile and Carpet in Maryville, you can get up to $200 back with Congolium's $2 per square yard rebate. So hurry to Master Tile as this sale ends February 28th.
For beautiful floors at a great sale price, let Congolium capture the beauty of your room today.
From West Lafayette, Indiana, home of one of the world's great universities, it's Purdue's Halftime Showcase. A look at programs and people showing ways Purdue University is touching tomorrow today.
This summer, Purdue University will offer 3 special sports camps for boys in which instruction will be given in golf, tennis, and athletic public relations and sports information. The kids who are watching Loosening Up right now are getting ready for tennis camp at Purdue. So let's talk about that camp first. As in all of the Purdue camps, coaching and individual instruction is the key. Ed Dixon, Purdue's varsity tennis coach, works with campers here on serving the ball. Serving takes a lot of time and practice to master, but it's the stroke you have to start with. Power seems to be becoming more and more important in all games nowadays. And Coach Dixon passes out some pointers and some encouragement in teaching power moves at the baseline. Though power may be king, finesse still has its place. Campers at the tennis camp will learn to volley close to the net by doing this drill over and over again.
Then they'll get a chance to hone their backhand volleying skills. Again, the backhand volley at the net is a key to good tennis, and you get better as you practice. Purdue golf campers can step up and hit that small ball, wouldn't you agree? And the way they learned exactly how to do it was by the tutoring given at the Purdue camp by any one of the instructors. Camp director Joe Campbell, Purdue's varsity golf coach, delivers the message and helps all campers learn to chip properly. Often it just takes a little suggestion, or even some spoken encouragement, to improve a young man's chipping skill a lot. Coach Campbell also gives some instruction in the proper way to use the 4-iron, and then stands by with some tips as the campers test their skills. We all know about driving for show and putting for dough, so you can be sure that plenty of time is spent on sharpening putting skills. We'll resume our report right after we pause to hear from our local stations. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network.
Half-price furniture at 3600 West Route 30 in Maryville gives you quality name-brand new furniture at half-off retail prices every day. Living room sets from Riverside, Carlton, Condolium, and more. Dining room sets from Singer and Keller, plus bedroom sets and Sealy bedding. When visiting half-price furniture, just turn over the tag and see the 50% or more discount you will receive. Shop anywhere, shop everywhere. Then come to Half-Price Furniture, 3600 West Route 30 in Maryville. Open daily till 9, Sunday till 5.
Shaver's Truck Specialists know trucks. They know what the numbers are and how to make them work for you. Between Jeep and Chevrolet, you can choose from over 65 models, most in stock. So whether you're looking for a truck for work or just fun, lean on Shaver Motors. You'll be glad you did. Low prices aren't the only reason people buy from the big dealer in Maryville. Take I-65 to Maryville for the opportunity to save a bundle. Chicagoland's largest Chevrolet, Jeep, Renault dealer, the big dealer in Maryville, Shaver Motors.
When you put the red carpet sign in front of your house, we'll really get into selling it.
With our seasoned knowledge and experience,
We can really get into selling your house.
with professional sales tools and techniques,
We can really get into selling your house.
With powerful advertising and a network referral service to attract more buyers to your house.
We're the oldest full-service real estate franchise in America. Call Red Carpet. Let's get into it.
Red carpet, we really get into selling your house.
New to the Purdue summer camps last year was the Athletic Public Relations and Sports Information Camp. Coordinated by Purdue's Athletic Public Relations Director Jim Bruching, with assistance from his fine staff of Mark Adams and Bob Goldring, this camp appeals to high school and college-age individuals who are looking toward careers in sports journalism. Practical application and instruction in keeping statistics, writing stories, and producing publications makes this one of the most unique camps available in the Midwest. There are guest speakers and visitors from the sports media world, and lots of suggestions are given to the campers for helping them to receive better media coverage for their teams. And there's plenty of discussion regarding career opportunities. Let's hear from one of last year's campers, Ken Tillotson from Addison, Illinois, for his opinions on this new camp at Purdue.
In my week at the Purdue Sports Information Camp, I was able to meet many local news, radio, and television personalities. I now believe I have a much better knowledge of the sports media field. At the camp, I also learned how to use a computer and word processor, which makes writing and editing stories much easier. Overall, I believe my experience here at camp will help me in my future writing.
Here's the information you'll need to find out more about the Purdue Boys Tennis Camp, June 7th to 12th, Purdue Boys Golf Camp, June 14th to 19th, and Purdue Public Relations and Sports Information Camp, June 21st to 26th. Write today or tomorrow to Purdue Summer Boys Sports Camps, Room 31, Mackey Arena, Purdue University, West Lafayette, Indiana, 47907. We'll send you complete information as soon as we hear from you. We'd love to have you young men attend either golf camp, tennis camp, or public relations and sports information camp, and look forward to hearing from you.
And we're back at Mackey Arena, 37-28. We love TV, right? Is that what that says?
It's WPTV.
What is... I couldn't see the yellow there. The eyes are getting bad. 37-28 in favor of Purdue. Let's look now at the individual stats here for the Indiana Hoosiers. Callaway leads Hoosiers in scoring with 10, Alford with 6, Thomas with 4, Garrett 2, Isle 2. For the Boilermakers, Lewis has 10, only one basket. One of those, that was a three-pointer. Lee 8, Arnold 6, Stevens 5, Mitchell 4, McCants, and Tony Jones 2 apiece. And I think I said in my scoring earlier there was Kip Jones. It was Tony Jones got the score. On bench points, Purdue has 8. Indiana has 2 turnover points. Purdue 11, Indiana 8.
Take a look at the way they shot in the first half. The Boilermakers, after starting slow, came on to shoot 52%. Indiana did improve their early shooting. They were 37 early. They finished at 41, certainly well below their season average. They just had a lot of shots that didn't fall for them. Free throwing, Purdue 9 of 10, very uncharacteristic of this ball club at 90%. Indiana 67%, but they've only missed one in the contest. Rebounds, 19 for the Boilermakers. They're doing a good job on the board after having trouble early. Indiana only 13. Purdue with 10 turnovers. Indiana with 6. Relatively even, although Purdue has been shooting much better from the field.
Purdue 37, Indiana 28. Now stay tuned for second half action. We'll be ready for that in just a minute.
Okay, you guys. Everybody on a motorcycle. Hey, Mel, come on. He was soon to be a legend. He was soon to be a star. Come on up. Work is the magic. And they're off. Babyface Lewis is in trouble. He's fishtailing. Wait, he's got it back. Oh, no! Baker's just blown his engine. When he worked his magic, it's hot shoes and babyface. They're making that hot shoes, hot shoes. Come on, it's babyface Lewis.
Movie star James Dean, another Indiana legend, brought to you with pride by Farm Bureau Insurance.
It's never easy to pick out a place to have your car serviced. But for oil changes and hand car washing, you're not going to find anyone better than 3001 Lube and Wash. 3001 Lube and Wash, well worth the trip to US 30 and Highway 55 Maryville, is locally owned and operated. At 3001 Lube and Wash, you can deal with the owner, not the chain. 3001 Lube and Wash. Our business is keeping your car in business with 10-minute oil change or unique hand car wash.
Well, the Indiana Hoosiers are working on a 9-game winning streak. The Boilermakers have won their last 5, and both are coming off very, very big wins. Indiana last Saturday just annihilated Iowa, and the Boilermakers came from off the court down 16 to pull out an overtime victory by 1 over Illinois, the second one-point victory in OT over the Illini. By the way, Indiana is trailing here tonight, 37-28. The Hoosiers have trailed only 4 times all year, and that was against Louisville, Michigan State, Iowa, and Wisconsin. And the only team they lost to was Iowa.
Boilermakers have their work cut out for them in the second half because Indiana will come out with fire in their eyes. No question about that. They did not play their style of offensive basketball in the first half. You know they're not going to play 40 minutes that way, so the Hoosiers will be ready to go here in the second half. If I look at the shot charts, Joe, Indiana getting all of their shots inside 15 feet. Only 1 3-pointer on the board so far in terms of efforts out there. They didn't hit it. Boilermakers have a mixture of shots, getting a lot of points inside the paint. If you look at the 3-pointers, the Boilermakers have 4, and that really has been a big help for them.
Purdue's guards have scored 17 points. Indiana's guards have put in 10. Purdue's basketball as the second half begins. The original starters for both teams are in there. Indiana playing that sticky man-to-man defense at the moment. Mitchell gives it to Everett Stevens. He's guarded by Callaway, who led Indiana in scoring in the first half. Lee sends it back out to Stevens. We played 30 seconds of the second half. Now it's inside low, stolen by Alford. Here come the Hoosiers. Callaway looks for help, gives it back to Alford. Smart with the basketball. 45 seconds gone by. Callaway gives to Alford, fires, didn't get it, but a foul is going to be called on Everett Stevens. First foul on Stevens. It might have been after the shot, I don't know. It will be called after the shot. Jim Bain, the official on the call. You see the smile on Everett's face. The call came late. It came way after the foul was committed, but there was no question on the foul. He put Steve right on his back, so Everett's got to be careful to not get into foul trouble. Alford very, very tricky with his offensive moves. We played nearly a minute. Neither team's been able to score in the second half. Keith Smart with the basketball. Uses up that dribble. Goes to Thomas. He feeds it low. Comes out. Callaway throws it up. Short. Ball kept alive, but we got a foul, and it'll be on Keith Smart. Or it'll be on Garrett. Garrett gets it. That's 3 on him. That's the first on Indiana in the second half. Each team with a foul in this period.
Well, you can really feel the tension on the court. That's a shot that Callaway will hit 9 times out of 10. You saw the shove there by Garrett. Purdue gets the basketball back. No points yet in the second half.
Stevens against Alford. Lee guarded by Callaway. Now we got somebody breaking through, and we got a foul, and it'll be called on Mitchell. That'll be 3 on Todd Mitchell. Oh, the big man inside got some problems.
Now, that's one of those fouls that when you come across the lane and you get whacked pretty good, as Todd did that time. He and Thomas were really fighting for position. Then Todd got frustrated and lashed out with that arm and committed the foul, and he was caught by the official.
Well, we played nearly a minute and 35 seconds now. Neither team has been able to get it. Here's Alford, the ball driving low, puts it up there, and he got it. Alford has 8. And the Hoosiers draw first blood in the second half.
Well, just an outstanding offensive effort by Alford. He was all over the court, ran around 4 screens before he got that ball, then got the good bucket
Purdue
inside.
by 7. Here is Melvin McCants. Couldn't get it. Managed to the rebound. Pulled off for the Hoosiers. Garrett got the ball out there. Keith Smart comes down quickly. He gives it to Alford. Lost the ball. Goes back and gets it. 2 minutes gone by. Second half. He's Smart with the ball. Lewis is on him. Here's the pass outside to Callaway. Callaway drives, puts it up. No, but a foul is going to be called. A blocking foul is going to be called on Lee. His first. 3 fouls on Purdue already in the second half.
Very obvious what the offensive scheme will be for Indiana in the second half. They're going to go down low regardless of who it is. There you see Doug Lee committing the blocking foul. They're just going to get the ball down inside and force that ball low. They shoot excellent from the free throw line. They didn't get nearly enough free throws in the first half, and they're just going to try to work that very hard here in the second.
Here's Callaway, first try of the night. Hoosiers are 2 of 4 from the stripe. Didn't get either one of them. Purdue's lead is 7.
I think that's indicative, Joe, on how much pressure these young men are feeling on the court, and this second half is really a big one for them.
Lewis, by the way, has 5 rebounds underneath. The power move wouldn't fall, but McCants keeps it alive and gets the ball picked up by Lewis. Great effort by Melvin McCants that time. Mitchell back out to Stevens. 2.5 minutes gone by, second half. Indiana scored a basket in this half. Purdue hasn't scored. 3-pointer by Lee. That's his third of the night. He has 11. And the Boilermakers lead by 10.
Well, when they come from the outside, it really lights up the crowd. That 3-point play has been a big one all year long.
I tell you, Lee is playing with great confidence, and he took that one that Coach Katie didn't want, but he's still got the confidence. The ball low inside there, and here's Callaway missing, and Mitchell gives it to Everett Stevens, drives up, good! Stevens gets the basket against 7, and Purdue leads by 12.
Great effort by Stevens. Smart was right there in great defensive position. And Stevens was able to control his body in the air and get the basket.
Here is Alford. Comes outside. Stevens stays with him. He has 1 foul to Stevens. Here's the foul now. We got a blocking foul, and it'll be on Melvin McCants, I think. And it'll be 3 on Melvin McCants. So he and Mitchell have 3 apiece.
Well, it's a real battle down low. Watch number 22, Garrett. And there's the shove out by Garrett. No call on the play. The official down low not making the call. Here comes Jim Bain. 40 feet out on the court, making the call through about 15 different players, a very difficult one to make.
Tony Jones comes into the lineup for the Boilermakers, and Everett Stevens gets a little breather, and boy, the way he's been playing, he needs it. Thomas with the ball. Alford. He'll shoot the three-pointer. Good! Three-point play. 11 points for Steve Alford. It is 42-33 Purdue.
Well, there wasn't hardly enough room for a fly to get through there, but Alford found a way to get that ball up to the bucket. Great shot.
First three-pointer for the Hoosiers tonight. Here is Mitchell stuffing it in. His second basket of the night. He's got 6. And Purdue leads by a 44-33 count. Underneath, here is Thomas getting the basket. 6 points for it. Well, they couldn't light it up for a while, but it's lit now, isn't it?
Just a matter of them finding their confidence and getting rid of the butterflies coming out of the locker room.
Here is a drive all the way underneath and firing it back outside for Lee. Tony Jones will set it up now with 15:45 to play in the game. Troy Lewis in the circle. Didn't get it. No good block out by the Hoosiers. Purdue didn't go for the rebound. Oh, boy, a drive down there and a great move by Keith Smart. Boy, he turned it on when he got to the free throw line. He's got 6.
Boy's great afterburners. A good quick move as he crossover dribbled right in front of Troy Lewis and took it right to the hole.
That cuts it to 7. Just a while ago, it was up to 11. Mitchell wanted to shoot, bounces it off to Tony Jones. Back outside to Troy Lewis to lead. Defense is strong. Tony Jones, 15-footer. He's fouled, and the foul is on Smart. He has 3. He is the second Hoosier with 3. The other is Garrett. Second foul against Indiana, second half. 4 against Purdue in this stanza.
There you see Bobby Knight asking for his team to settle down. Both coaches have been doing that. Here comes Smart from the back. Had a chance maybe just to flip that ball away. Just went a little bit too aggressive in committing the foul. And now Tony Jones will be at the free throw line for Purdue. The Boilermakers have been 9 of 10 from there so far tonight.
Late in the first half, Iowa leads Michigan State 40-22. Early in the first half, North Carolina leads Duke 6-0. Tony Jones at the line, first time tonight. He hasn't had very much success there, about 50% this year. Purdue now is 9 of 11. The lead is 7-44-37. Tony Jones with a basket tonight. Got this with the ball, has 3 points, and we're going to have a timeout with 15:09 to play in the game. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue leads Indiana 45-37.
Build a solid foundation for your soybean weed control program. Apply Sonaland. You'll control tough grasses and weeds, even fight nightshade. Count on full season control without worry of carryover to injure next year's corn, milo, or wheat. Less cost than Lasso or Duo. Add it all up. Sonaland builds more value into your weed control program. Sonaland, your foundation for sharper, full-season weed control.
Old Lincoln Way townhomes, located at the corner of Klein Avenue and Old Lincoln Highway in Cherville, provide you with the luxury of a home without the worry of everyday maintenance. 2 bedrooms, 1 3/4 baths, kitchen, dining room, garage, and a beautiful lakeview balcony make Old Lincoln Way townhomes the perfect place to live. With prices beginning at $56,900, the dream of owning your own home has become a reality at Old Lincoln Way townhomes. Call Riley Realty at 836-6160 and begin your future today.
Boy, here's the action just a moment ago. It started off slow in the half, but watch Keith Smart. Quick crossover dribble right by Troy Lewis. Great move to the basket. Then at the other end, it was Todd Mitchell finding the opening down low. The pass comes from outside Lewis. Boom, he slams one in, and both teams are off and getting their offense under control.
In the second half, Purdue is 3 of 6 for the field. Indiana's 4 of 7. 3-point range. Each has hit 1 on 1 try. Free throws. Purdue's 1 of 2. Indiana 0 for 2. Rebounds. Purdue has a 5-4 advantage. Turnover. Purdue has turned the ball over twice. Indiana has not made a miscue in the second half. 15:09 to play in the game. Purdue leads 45-37. Indiana's basketball. Pressure by the Boilermakers, and Indiana gets it in, and Smart will bring it into the forecourt for the Hoosiers. Alford has 11. Here is Thomas. Bounces off, and the battle for the rebound, and we have a foul. And over the back is Indiana's Dean Garrett. He has 4. He is the first player on either team with 4.
Nice soft shot here coming from the outside on Thomas. No question on the foul as Arnold had the inside position. Garrett picks up number 4. And we're going to see a Hoosier come in. It'll be Todd Meyer, number 30. Garrett has to go to the bench, but as I said in the first half, don't let your guard down because Meyer and Isle are very competent inside players, and they can really hurt you if you don't stay with them. So Garrett gets his 4th foul with 14:51 to play in the game. Everett Stevens gives it to Lee. Jeff Arnold, Mitchell. Everett Stevens back to Troy Lewis. Mitchell makes a move, jumps, shoots, scores! Mitchell has 8. And a 10-point lead for Purdue, 47-37. The biggest lead has been 12 when it was 42-30. Alford with 1 3-point play tonight. Smart, jumping, firing, no. Air ball underneath, taken off. Nice move by Callaway. He has 12. First basket in the second half. Great job by Callaway. He anticipated a short shot, was right there for the rebound, and went strong for the bucket.
Your host is Farm Bureau Insurance, and it's nearly 700 agents in the state of Indiana. Delighted to be bringing you this Big Ten battle between Purdue and Indiana. The game of the night in America. Mitchell, he has 10. Purdue by 10.
Mitchell playing here in the second half with a great deal of confidence. Just made 2 great moves.
Fire, and there is a foul on Thomas, and Coach Knight is going bananas. Thomas has 3, 4 on Indiana. Coach Knight is really angry.
There you see the action on the inside as Thomas. It looked like Arnold got tied up down in there. It was Thomas that picked up the foul, and Indiana certainly not happy about that as they're trying to get their team back in this one, 49-39. The Boilers leading by 10, and Purdue getting some breaks in the contest.
Mitchell is 3 of 3 in this half. He has 10 points. He and Lewis have 10 apiece. Alford has 11. Callaway has 12. That's inside. We got a foul, and it'll be on Thomas, I believe, right? No, the other way. Does it go to Alford? I mean, it goes to Arnold? I guess that's right. Arnold gets the foul, his second. So the offensive foul gets the ball to Indiana.
Arnold stepped out with a pick. And as he did that, he got picked up for the foul. Maybe got the arms a little bit too far away from the basket. He's a big, strong young man. He really doesn't need to do that. Takes up a lot of space. Turns the ball over. Indiana has a chance to cut the lead back into single figures.
13:20 to play in the game. Alford comes down on the dribble. Keith Smart. Stevens is chasing Alford. Shot is missed over there by Callaway. Deflected in the hands of Stevens. Here they come. But now we got a violation on the other end. And a foul apparently is going to be called. Is that right?
I believe it's on Todd Meyer, number 30. Going for the rebound. He made given a little shove there to another Boilermakers. He picks up the 3rd foul. Indiana really starting to pile up those fouls on some of those key players.
So the ball will now go out of bounds to Purdue with 13:06 to play. 10-point lead for the Boilermakers. Purdue trailed early 8-5 and 10-7 and 10-9 took the lead, and Purdue has not trailed since, building up as many as a 12-point lead. Right now it's 10. Can't almost let it get away. Here is Lewis, and we had an injured player. Somebody kind of got the elbow there.
That was a tough break by Smart, and I tell you, if we get a chance to look at that, it was unintentional. Watch him come in. He's going to play the tight defense. He gets right up close to Everett Stevens, and as Stevens turns around, Smart catches one right in the nose. An unintentional bump, and hurts just a little bit. Of course, I would imagine he's a good, tough player, and he certainly will want to stay in.
Now, both coaches are out on the floor. Coach Knight came out. He walked out of the... the box over there, and then Coach Katie came up to make sure he was listening to everything. He didn't take the player out.
I think Bob Knight thought that, Smart got hit pretty hard in the nose, and that'll cause your eyes to water up a bit. It might scramble you just for a moment, and they really can't afford to have a turnover or a missed defensive assignment.
So the ball is out of bounds to Purdue. The lead is 10 for the Boilermakers with 12:47 to play in the game. Inbounds to Edward Stevens. Alford is on him. McCants with the ball, gives out to Lewis. Lewis drives down, stops, shoots, didn't get it. Battle for the rebound, pulled off there by Callaway. Alford brings it out. 12 and a half to play. Purdue in his zone with a chaser on Alford. Hillman replaced the injured player there for the Hoosiers. Thomas going in the trees, puts it up, and it falls off. But a foul is going to be called. And on Mitchell, or a man on the floor. And Mitchell, I guess. It'll be 4 on Mitchell.
Well, that
he
was
gets it with 12:22.
It was a tough one to see. Look at the Purdue players come down inside. There you see the effort. Well, the foul should have been on McCants. He was the guy that reached up and whacked him on the arm, but there's so many people in there, very difficult to see who committed the foul. Mitchell's the one who picks it up. He'll have to go out, and he's playing very well. That's a break for Indiana, as number 43, Arnold, will have to come back into the lineup. It'll be Arnold and Lee, along with McCants, on the inside for Purdue.
Thomas will be at the free throw line for 2 tries, and he gets his first of the night from the line. Gives him 7 points, and the Hoosiers are 3 of 6.
Thomas has had a great career for Indiana, just an outstanding player, and does so many things well for you. May not score a lot one night, but his defense will be excellent, and you'll get a lot of board play.
It's an 8-point lead now for Purdue. Everett Stevens uses up the dribble, needs help. Lee gives it to Stevens. Tough to pass it inside. Here's Lee for 3. No. Battle for the rebound, kept alive into the hands of Hillman. Hoosiers could cut it to 6. Or maybe lower. Here's the pass inside low. The shot off the mark, and Lee gets the ball. Stripped away from him, but he got it back.
Well, you're in that time of the ball game, as far as Purdue is concerned, where you might not want to be using that three-pointer very much. Get the ball down inside, force the Hoosiers to foul. They're getting close to that 1-on-1 situation.
Roy Lewis, guarded by Hillman. Goes inside to McCants. Back to Lewis, out to Lee. Everett Stevens looks inside, fires. No, but there's a foul away from the ball, and I think Melvin McCants got it. And he has 4. And it comes with 11:27. So the big people have problems.
Purdue really battling for that inside position. Indiana doing a good job of moving their feet, staying out of the way, and then when Purdue tries to put out that arm, they're getting caught on the foul. So it's going to be McCants going out, Kip Jones coming in.
With 11:27 to play in the game, we have a timeout. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue is ahead of Indiana, 49-41.
I feel like a new man.
He just bought a new car.
And I shopped all over town.
He compared prices, options, warranties.
And I picked out this little beauty.
Very sporty.
Then we needed to insure our new car.
So I shopped all over town.
She compared cost, coverage.
And I chose Farm Bureau Auto Insurance.
Very smart.
You make a very smart, very sporty couple.
You want to fix me?
Thought you never asked.
Let's go.
Everybody knows how to do that kick. Health kick, yeah. Whoa! The goodness of milk is a real health kick. Health kick, yeah, milk. You pour a glass of milk real tall, getting calcium and vitamins and loving it all. Looking good. Well, come on, everybody, milk's that kick. Health kick, do that kick. Come on, everybody, do that kick. America's favorite health kick.
At the free throw line will be Hillman. Fires it up, gets his first point of the night. And the Hoosiers are 5 of 8, and that cuts the lead 49-42. Hillman looking for his second point. Got it. Hoosiers are an excellent free throw shooter. Now we're going to have a timeout. I guess the other one was taken unofficially. 11:27 to play. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue leads Indiana 49-43.
Before you buy a car from a dealer, look at the service department. Is it clean and organized? Are the technicians well trained? Shaver Motors technicians are specifically trained and certified to do the job right the first time. So look closely and you'll see that Shaver's low prices aren't the only reason that people buy from the big dealer in Maryville than anywhere else. Take I-65 to Maryville for the opportunity to save a bundle. Chicagoland's largest Chevrolet, Jeep, Renault dealer, serving the Midwest for 68 years. The big dealer in Maryville, Shaver Motors.
Half-price furniture at 3600 West Route 30 in Maryville gives you quality name-brand new furniture at half-off retail prices every day. Living room sets from Riverside, Carlton, Condolium, and more. Dining room sets from Singer and Keller, plus bedroom sets and Sealy bedding. When visiting half-price furniture, just turn over the tag and see the 50% or more discount you will receive. Shop anywhere, shop everywhere. Then come to half-price furniture. 3600 West Route 30 in Maryville. Open daily till 9, Sunday till 5.
Joe Pate. We have a 49-43 lead for Purdue over Indiana. There's the shooting, first and second half. Purdue is about at his average. Indiana's way under its average. At halftime, it is Iowa 44, Michigan State 26. Early in the first half, North Carolina leads Duke 18-5. A key possession here for Purdue. Indiana's been able to whittle that lead down with their good defense. Boilermakers don't score here. Indiana's right back in the contest. Roy Lewis guarded by Hillman. Kip Jones with the basketball, and this is Lee outside. And we got a foul underneath the basket, a blocking foul on Arnold. And it'll be on Meyer. He has 4, I believe. And he is the second Hoosier with 4. 11-14 to play in the game. The Boilermakers had 2 with 4, Mitchell and McCants. 16 fouls against Indiana, 7 against Purdue. The ball belongs to Purdue on the common foul underneath the Boilermaker basket. Got to get it in, and a timeout is going to be called by Lee. Forbidding to give up with the basketball, so you have a timeout again. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue is ahead of Indiana, 49-43.
Hey, John, selling or storing?
Storing.
Bins full already?
Yep.
You must be almost done then.
No, I got a lot left.
Well, what did you do? Plant every acre to corn?
No, just did what you do.
How's that?
Planted every corn acre to Pioneer.
Living and learning and planting pioneer.
Daddy?
Prom time is right around the corner, so it's time to visit Steffen's Bridal. Hi, I'm Danielle Wayne, Miss Indiana Teen 1986, and there's no better place for formal gowns than at Steffen's. They carry all the popular styles that you've seen in 17 magazine, and they keep a dress register and sell only one style to each school. Make this your prom of elegance by shopping at Steffen's, open Monday through Saturday at 1205 West Lincoln Highway in Maryville.
After tonight, Indiana has 2 games left. Ohio State at home the last weekend, Illinois this weekend at Illinois. Purdue has 3 games left. Ohio State this weekend, Michigan State and Michigan next weekend. Indiana 14-1 atop the league. Purdue is second at 12-2. A win by Indiana tonight will assure itself no worse than a tie. The Boilermakers could move into a tie on the loss column here with a victory tonight and have a shot at winning or tying the title or losing it. Many options are left in this one. We played 9 minutes of the second half. Here's Troy Lewis from 18. It wouldn't fall. It's pulled off there by Thomas.
The lid is on right now for Purdue. This is Indiana's chance. They're going to really make a run at the Boilermakers right now. Purdue's got to get down and play defense.
Meyer with the basketball. Here is Alford. He'll go in. He roofs the ball. He walks with it. That's 8 turnovers for Indiana. 13 for Purdue. 10:43 to play in the game. Purdue by 6.
Talk about turnover points. This is a situation where Purdue wants to do that. Here comes Alford. This is a great step up by Kip Jones. He's the one that creates the problem for Steve, and he's not able to get the handle on the ball.
Back to live action. Kip Jones needs help. Everett Stevens is there. Hillman is on him. They get a foul. Hillman. That'll be his first. And that'll be 7 on the team. Everybody's in the bonus now.
going to be critical. Free throws now going down the last 10 minutes of the contest, not only for Purdue, but for Indiana as well. Anytime you can put points up on the board without any time coming off the clock, certainly that's going to be advantageous for the team doing that. And the Boilermakers have hit their free throws all night long as Tony Jones comes in replacing Troy Lewis, who needs a little breather.
Lewis has only one basket, a three-pointer, but he's got 10 points. He hasn't scored in the second half. Lewis is 1 of 5 tonight. Free throw is good by Everett Stevens. His first try of the night, he's got 8. And Purdue is 11 of 13 at the strike, leading 50 to 43. Hoosiers had ripped off 4 unanswered points. Everett Stevens, a 68% free throw shooter. Indiana 6 of 9 at the line. Purdue is 11 of 13. Stevens hits them both the ball. The lead is 51-43. We're 23 seconds away from the midway point of the second half. I think it's been everything people thought it would be, Bob. Thomas in underneath, turns, puts it up. And a blocking foul on, is it Lee or Arnold? Or Jones? We're going to look at it again and see.
Well, there was a bunch of them down there. Here comes the double team again. Kip Jones coming over. I believe it's going to be on Arnold.
That's his first.
He scooted in just a bit. He was in good position, but he put that big chest out there. When he did it, he committed the foul. Good call by the official.
And Thomas, good free throw shooter. 76%. He has 2 tonight. 3 in a row. He's got 9 points.
You really don't want to put Indiana at the free throw line. There's such great shooters there all the way down their squad, and they're just not going to miss very many.
6 in a row now at the free throw line for Indiana. 8 of 11, and the lead is 51-45. 51-45 Purdue, just about at the midway point of the second half. Tony Jones with the ball. Oh! Throwing it away 14 times. Neither player broke back, and Jones thought they were going to come back, and they both broke inside.
Miscommunication there. It was supposed to be Arnold to step out to the top of the key and pick that ball up and then get it back over to Everett Stevens. Both players, as you said, turning it the other way.
10 minutes. 10 minutes to play. Thomas with the ball, turns, triple team, clears it outside. Callaway, jumper, no, and we're going to have a foul. And it'll be called on Purdue. Tony Jones got it, his second. It'll be at the free throw line for 2 for Callaway.
Callaway just has a great move to the inside. He gets from about 20 feet down inside to 6 feet so very quickly, and there was the foul committed by Tony Jones. Troy Lewis comes back into the lineup for Purdue, and the Boilermakers now actually playing with 3 guards on the court.
Callaway at the line, missed his only 2 tries tonight, but he has 12 points. He leads the Hoosiers in scoring this evening. Gets this one to fall off. So after the Hoosiers had made 6 in a row now, Callaway misses his 3rd straight.
Well, really uncharacteristic for Rick. He's a good free throw shooter, 72%. Just can't find the range tonight.
It's his 13th point. It's 51-46. Purdue's had a dry spell. We got a turnover, and it goes to Indiana.
Todd Meyer down low, stepped out in front of Everett Stevens and knocked him out of bounds. When that happened, Troy Lewis was one of those kind of blind passes. Stevens wasn't there.
Hey, the Hoosiers could cut it to 3 or 2 here. Here's Thomas inside, turns, fires, and he got it. Thomas has 12, and Indiana is back within 3, 51-48. Hoosiers have scored 5 unanswered points.
Indiana taking advantage of the Purdue turnovers.
Basket will not count, but we have a foul going to be called on Indiana. It'll be on Hillman, I think. No?
Hillman picked up the foul, did he? Okay, he was trying to stop Stevens from going down the middle. Stevens, who had up a big head of steam going down through there. Lee comes into the contest for the Boilermakers, so it'll be Lee down low along with Kip Jones and Arnold out front. It'll be Troy Lewis and Everett Stevens.
Indiana's outscored Purdue 11-2, and Stevens misses this free throw. It was like a brick that broke half in 2. 9 minutes to play. Hillman with the basketball. Callaway with it. Hillman, fake shot, gives it to Thomas. Thomas turns, gives it out to Hillman, fires, got it. Hillman's first field goal gives him 4 in this half, and the lead is only 1. 13-2 has been the run for Indiana.
Hoosiers got it back with their defense, forcing Purdue into turnover after turnover, as Indiana has really stuck to them the last 4 minutes.
Roy Lewis flips it back outside. Lee lays it off. Now here's Everett Stevens coming to the right. Roy Lewis driving, stopping, shooting, no, foul. Thomas, his 4th. And he gets it with 8:25 to play.
Well, that was a real break for Purdue there. Thomas gets pretty good position down low, stands in there. Official says there's body contact. Here's another look at down low. Just doesn't look like he moves at all, but Troy Lewis gets the benefit of the doubt as he'll go to the free throw line. The Boilermakers missed the front end of a 1-and-1 a moment ago. These are critical.
7 out of 8 for Troy Lewis at the free throw line. He'll have 2 tries. And he has 11 points. First point for Troy in the second half. And it breaks a run of 8 for the Hoosiers. 13 out of 16 for Purdue at the line. 9 of 13 for the Hoosiers. Troy got them both. And it is a 3-point lead now. 53-50. Alfred breaks away and gets to the right. They go to Thomas. Banks it in. He has 14. That cuts it to 1. 53-52.
Thomas, a great inside player. He's always there when you need him. They get the ball down low, and he just powers it in.
Everett Stevens almost lost the basketball. Troy Lewis with it. Hillman is on him. Everett Stevens with the ball. Picked up by Alford. Stevens needs help. Goes inside to Arnold. Back to Lee. Lewis, 3. Yes! 15 points for him. Purdue leads by 4. 56-52. 7:40 left to play. Your host is Farm Bureau Insurance, and it's nearly 700 agents in the state of Indiana. Alford with the basketball, uses up the dribble. Here's the pass to Thomas, no foul, and it'll be called on Arnold, and that will be 4 on Arnold. It comes with 7:24.
Thomas really working hard to get position. As Callaway looks into him, he's got the rollaway. Comes McCants over to help out. If foul's not called on the outside, it's going to be called on the inside because McCants didn't get there quickly enough. That might be a break for Purdue, the fact that McCants didn't foul out of the ball game, because that would have been number 5 on him.
Thomas has hit 4 of 4 at the line. He leads the Hoosiers in scoring tonight with 14. And he gets his 5th straight free throw. Indiana's 10 of 14 at the line. The lead is 56-53. Darrell Thomas, the senior out of Westchester, Illinois, drops them both in there. 16. And Thomas will go out, and Garrett will come in. Thomas has 4 fouls. Garrett has 4. Lots of folks with 4. Garrett, Thomas, Meyer on the other side. Arnold, McCants, and Mitchell.
Boilermakers have an opportunity here to get another bucket. Stretch that lead back out to 4, and they want to get some kind of cushion before Garrett and Thomas both get in there together again.
That's inside to McCants. Comes back outside to Everett Stevens. 3. Yes! Stevens with his second three-pointer tonight. And he has 12. And Purdue leads by 5. 59-54. Meyer featured in low. Stolen by Everett Stevens. 9 turnovers for Indiana. 6:55 to play in the game. Lewis feeds it in to Arnold. Arnold goes for the basket. Got it! Arnold has 8. First basket, second half. Purdue by 7. 61-54. The lead had been dwindled to 1. Hillman throws it inside. Alford looking for the basket and couldn't get it to fall. Battle for the rebound. And there will be a violation and a foul. No basket. Lee gets the foul. His second. 11 on Purdue in this half.
Boy, it has really heated up all of a sudden. Indiana right back in the contest, down by only 1. Purdue then gets hot. Just a great move by Alford trying to draw the foul, but the ball won't fall. Boy, you're talking about a pile of humanity in there. How the devil could you tell what happened? I'm glad that Jim Bain had a better position than I did, because there was no way I could tell what was going on in there. I'm sure there was a foul. There's maybe 4 or 5 in there. Lee's the one that picks it up. Lyle comes in. Meyer goes out. Callaway at the free throw line, and he hasn't been very good there tonight.
He missed 3 in a row, then hit one. Indiana is 11 of 15 at the line. Rick Callaway, the sophomore out of Cincinnati, looking for his 14th point. And he got it. 12 of 16 now for the Hoosiers.
Well, they don't get much more pressure than that one. Callaway not having a great night at the free throw line, but he knocks that one home, and the Hoosiers can't afford not to come away with points here.
Both teams have 3 players in double figures. Callaway got this one to fall. He has 15. 61-56. McCants needs help. Way outside. He goes to Lee. Goes inside to Arnold. Little push, no call. Here is Troy Lewis putting it up. No foul is going to be called on Indiana's Steve Isle. His first 10 on the team. Look at it again, Bob.
It's a great reverse dribble here by Troy Lewis. Takes it inside, little double clutch. Gets Isle out of position there. You saw the whack on the arm, and as I said earlier, it's going to be free throws going down the stretch. Both teams taking that ball inside, and it doesn't matter whether it's a guard or forward or a center. Everybody's going for the hoop. They want to shoot the free throw.
Purdue is 14 out of 17 at the free throw line, and Indiana is 13 out of 17. Mitchell is back into the lineup, and Arnold is out, and boy, is he happy over there.
He's really played great basketball for Purdue. Also coming back in is Thomas, so Indiana's back to full strength, other than Hillman playing at the guard.
Troy Lewis steps up and knocks in his 16th point of the night, and that gives Purdue a 62-56 lead. Lewis leads Purdue in scoring tonight and on the year, 16 tonight. His average is 18-9. Lewis can't get this one to fall. Rebounded by Thomas. Alford brings it down. He has 11. 6 in the first half. Hillman comes out to Callaway. He has 15. Here is Alford firing. Got it. 2 points. 13 points for Alford. 4-point lead for Purdue. 62-58.
Alford able to regain his balance when he made that reverse pivot out at the ball. He was kind of on his heels, but great shooters were able to do that.
Here is McCants on the turnarounder. His second basket. First in the second half. 5:45 to play. Purdue by 6.
Boilermakers inside play at the pivot position has been excellent tonight.
Thomas, long range. Got it. Thomas with 18. Leads everybody in scoring. Cuts the lead to 4. 64-60.
Well, I tell you, it's just exactly what you expect an Indiana-Purdue game will be like. The Boilermakers had the lead up 9, 10, 11 points. Indiana storms back, and it's going to be a nail-biter all the way down now.
5:20 left to play. McCants in the lane, up and no, but a foul, and it'll be on Garrett, and he'll lead with 5:19 to play. Garrett's 5th foul.
Purdue with the idea they got to get Garrett out of the lineup. They take it right into McCants. Garrett out of position, commits foul number 5. He'll go to the bench. It'll be Todd Meyer coming back. But again, don't forget, Meyer is a good player on the inside. He has 4 fouls, though, in this contest, and I would imagine Purdue will continue to go right at those guys who are in trouble.
Garrett, 1 of 3 field goals, 4 rebounds, 0 for 1 at the free throw line. That's his performance tonight. McCants at the free throw line. First time tonight, shoots only 57% of the year. Purdue is 15 of 19, I believe, at the free throw line. McCants misses his first opportunity.
Well, you can draw fouls all night long, but if you can't convert when you go to the free throw line, all it does is just give Indiana a chance to rest, and then they can go down and play offense.
Purdue hit its first 5, 9 of its first 10. McCants can't get this one to fall. Purdue has now missed 3 in a row. 5:14 to play. The lead is 4 for Purdue. Hillman with the ball. Here's Meyer back to Hillman. Looks inside. Meyer with the ball. Goes down here to Callaway. McCants is on him. Fires it outside to Hillman. They go to Alford. Looks like 2. Alford has 15. Alford. It cuts it to 2, 64-62.
When Alford's had the shot tonight, he hasn't missed very many. He's really an excellent outside shooter and very cool. He just never gets in a hurry.
Roy Lewis. Tony Jones. I suspect that Everett Stevens will get ready to come back in here momentarily. Mitchell almost lost it. Tony Jones with it. 4.5 minutes to play. Purdue by 2. The lead had been trimmed to 1 earlier. when he was 53-52. Only Jones, we got a blocking foul called on Indiana. It'll be on Thomas. 5. He'll leave with 4:19 to play.
Boilermakers had set up to try to get the ball down low to number 33, Todd Mitchell. And as Mitchell tried to go behind the pick, Thomas stepped out. He didn't get there quick enough. He picked up foul number 5, and Indiana now has lost 2 key players, 2 of their big people down inside, and Thomas has just been outstanding all night long. Leading scorer on the court at 18 points, and Bob Knight will take his time.
Yeah, he's just sitting over there.
He's not in a big hurry. Nowhere to go.
Thomas, 6 of 11 field goals, 6 of 6 at the free throw line, 4 rebounds, leaves with 18 points. He's leading Indiana's scoring tonight. 18 points for him. He fouls out with 4:19. He's the second Hoosier to lead. But the Boilermakers, who hit their first 5 and 9 of the 10, now have had problems. 3-6 out of the last 11 at the line.
You know, only up by 2. You look out on the court, you say, gee, Indiana's not very big now. We ought to be able to handle what they've got out there. But you know, if you let your guard down just for a moment, the Hoosiers will pop you good. So Purdue has to be ready. Indiana, on the other hand, they've got nothing to lose now. They can go at it wholeheartedly.
Mitchell fires in his 3rd free throw tonight and his 11th point. 16 out of 21 now for Purdue, and the lead is 3, 65-62. Todd Mitchell shooting free throws at a 73% clip. 3 for 3, 11 points. Got them both the ball. And the lead is 4 again. 66-62. Hillman down. Callaway. Hillman uses up the dribble. Got it to Smart and back. Purdue's in that zone. They got a chaser on Everett. Stevens now is on Alford. Here's Hillman, fires from 2-point range, didn't get it. Purdue after the rebound, and it's pulled off by McCants with 3:50 to play in the game.
Indiana's going to have to get somebody to shoot besides Alford at least a couple of times, as Hillman did that time. Take the pressure off of Steve in terms of the defense, and then he'll get open a little bit later, but they've got to have somebody else score.
That was the 4th rebound for McCants. This is Mitchell with the basketball, out to Everett Stevens. 3:30 left to play in the game. Purdue leads by 4. Purdue needs a win to move into a tie in the loss column and to keep its hopes alive.
Boilermakers really using the clock now. They'll start their offense with about 12 on the clock and try to get in to get a good shot.
10 left now. They go to Mitchell. Mitchell turns, fires way from the basket. He didn't get it. Battle for the rebound. Pulled off there by Rick Callaway. Not a good shot.
Boy, that's a tough one. A fall away from about 15 feet.
Here is a timeout going to be called by Indiana. They had a man breaking free down there, but the timeout was called with 3:09 to play in the game. You are watching Purdue University basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network. Purdue is ahead of Indiana, 66-62 with 3:09 to play.
When you put the red carpet sign in front of your house, we'll really get into selling it.
With our seasoned knowledge and experience,
We can really get into selling your house.
with professional sales tools and techniques,
We can really get into selling your house.
With powerful advertising and a network referral service to attract more buyers to your house.
We're the oldest full-service real estate franchise in America. Call Red Carpet. Let's get into it.
Red carpet, we really get into selling your house.
Sometimes the flooring you want won't fit in a room without a seam. So Congolium is rolling out a beautiful sale on beautiful seamless wide-width, no-wax vinyl flooring.
Right now at Master Tile and Carpet in Maryville, you can get up to $200 back with Congolium's $2 per square yard rebate. So hurry to Master Tile as this sale ends February 28th.
For beautiful floors at a great sale price, let Congolium capture the beauty of your room today.
With 3:09 left to play on this one, the Boilermakers lead Indiana 66-62. The shooting in the second half. Purdue is 9 of 16. Indiana's 11 of 20. Free throws. Purdue 8 of 13. Indiana 11 of 14. Rebounds. Indiana 11. Purdue 5. The lead had been up to 12. At one stage, it had been cut to 1, 53-52. Right now, it's 4 for the Purdue Boilermakers.
How many times have you seen Indiana and Purdue games come down to this kind of a situation? Indiana's ranks a little depleted with 2 people on the bench, is fouled out of the ball game, and Garrett and Thomas. And Thomas certainly was playing an outstanding game. There you see the shooting in the half. Indiana really perked up here in the second half, and I said they would. They're not going to play bad basketball for 2 consecutive halves. They can really go. They're doing a great job on the board, and they're right back in the contest, down by as many as 11 and 12 earlier in the half. But, boy, I tell you what, going now, it's anybody's ball game, and the Boilermakers will have to really put the stoppers on all 5 players on the court because they're all capable people.
Purdue has Mitchell with 4, McCants with 4, and Arnold with 4 fouls. Indiana already has Garrett and Thomas on the bench. Alford has 15, Callaway 15. Hillman with the basketball. Lee is chasing Callaway. Here is Arnold. They go to Callaway, and he got it to fall, and it was knocked away by the other Hoosier. Here come the Boilermakers. 4 on 2.
He's smart to when it knocked it away.
So with 2:48 left to play, Purdue has the basketball, a 4-point lead. Indiana won the first game by 11. The last 4 years, Purdue has a 4-3 advantage. Only 1 year has, in the last 4 years, as the team swept them. Here's a foul, and it'll be on Callaway. And that's the first foul on Rick Callaway. That's 11 on the team, 11 on Purdue in this half. In the first half, 9 on Indiana and 6 on Purdue. Equally there.
Callaway has finally had to guard someone who posts up, and that's Todd Mitchell at this point, since the other 2 guys are on the bench. He's normally guarding Doug Lee, who's a moving player, a cutter who's all over the court. That's Callaway's game. Now he's got to go down inside and play the strength game, and I think Mitchell probably has the advantage.
Mitchell has hit 4 out of 4 at the free throw line. He has 12 points tonight. He and Stevens have 12 apiece. Lewis has 16. Lee has 11. McCants 4, and Arnold 8, and Tony Jones 3. Mitchell this half is 3 of 4 from the field and 2 of 2 at the free throw line. The junior out of Ohio drops in a clutch free throw, his 5th in a row. Purdue is 18 out of 24. The lead now is 5 at 67-62. Todd Mitchell, 6'7" junior, averaging 16 points a game, has 16 tonight. Purdue is 19 out of 25. The lead is 6. It's 68-62, 2:29 to play. Meyer with the ball. Gets into the lane, drives, puts it up there, and a blocking foul is going to be called on Purdue. Meyer didn't really want to go through there. Well, he gets the foul.
It's not set up for Meyer to do the scoring right now. They're looking for, obviously, Steve Alford, but they're also looking for Rick Callaway. Here comes Meyer. Says, I got to do something with it. There comes Lee. He left just a little bit of scoot just as Meyer left the court. That's where he picked up the block. Meyer at the free throw line now, and he's a big one.
11 out of 19 on the year, his first point of the night. Hoosiers are 15 out of 18, having made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. Substitution for Indiana. Hillman is coming out, and Isle is coming in.
Looking for more rebounding strength offensively and defensively. Isle, a good offensive rebounder. He's really snaky around the basket.
Meyer drops in on both of them. And the lead is 4. 68-64. 2:20 to play. Could not save it. It'll be out of bounds to Indiana. 2:01 left to play.
Boy, Indiana right back in it now, Joe. A chance to cut it down to 2 or 1. And this is the point where Alford really gets hot for him. There you see the change by Bob Knight as Hillman comes back in. Isle was in there for rebounding on defense. Now we've got Hillman back in to run the offense.
Alford will run down low on the right side. Less than 2 to play. 4-point lead for Purdue. Hillman gives it to Alford. Alford coming out. He's going to drive up there, bounces behind his back. There's a walking violation. Will nullify the basket. That's 10 turnovers for Indiana. And the ball belongs to Purdue. Callaway's on the floor.
Well, that was a tough one. Here comes the great behind-the-back pass from Alford. See Callaway taking a little dribble step. Boilermakers in good position. If it hadn't been traveling, probably would have been a charge. Boilermakers get it back, a break. They need to score a bucket if they expect to win this one.
1:43 left to play. Purdue by 4. Mitchell comes outside to Stevens. They'll use 30 seconds of the shot clock now. Almost a steal. And now a foul is going to be called on Smart. It'll be his fourth. Purdue will go to the free throw line. Coach Knight in disbelief. We'll go to the line with Purdue.
Smart almost made a big play there. He got Lee really tied up with a basketball, and when it went to the court, it looked like maybe Smart, we'll take a look at it here. Here's the play. Smart gets a hand on it. It goes down to the court. Boy, that call could have gone either way. That's a break for Purdue. Lee will go to the free throw line.
He hasn't shot one tonight. He has 3 3-pointers, a total of 11. Purdue's 19 of 25 at the line. Indiana is 16 out of 19. Boy, these are big ones.
Aren't they all?
The co-captain, along with Tim Fisher. Lee at the line, 4 of 8 from field goal range. 3 of 7 from three-point range. 1 of 1 from two-point. First free throw attempt of the night. Ooh, didn't fall. And the Hoosiers have the ball with a minute 25 to play. Hillman to Meyer. This is Smart. Gives it outside. Callaway throws it up. No. Battle for the rebound. McCants got it. And almost falls down with the ball. He throws it out there to Everett Stevens with 1:05 to play. Purdue leads by 4, 68-64. Exactly 1 minute left to play. Boy, this has been a struggle. The Hoosiers got within 1 after being down by 12. Purdue trailed early by 3, 8-5. 49 seconds left to play. Now we got a 1-and-1 foul as the foul is called on Smart. That'll be his 5th, and he had to do it. Smart will leave with 6 points. He'll leave with 48 seconds.
You look at these free throws now. The Boilermakers have had opportunities to get that lead up to 6 a couple of times. You don't want to continually throw the dice against Indiana. It's too good a ball club. They have too many people that can hurt you. You need to get that 6-point lead. That means that they have to have 2 possessions in order to come down and tie the ball game with 2 3-pointers. And Alford has not been shooting 3-pointers from the outside all night long. Doesn't have one in the ball game, I don't believe. He does have one early in the second half of play. So that's the only one, I believe, for Indiana in the entire contest.
Lewis at the line, 10 of 12 from the stripe there, 16 points tonight. Purdue is 19 of 26 from the stripe. 48 seconds remaining. Troy Lewis fires, got his 17th point. And that gives a 5-point lead to Purdue, 69-64.
This is the one for the 6-point lead. If he hits this one, and Indiana has to have at least 2 possessions to tie the ball game.
17 points for Troy Lewis, leads Purdue scoring tonight. Got him over. 70-64 in favor of Purdue. Air ball by Alford. The ball was deflected, and Purdue comes down with it with 37 seconds and a lead of 6. Here is Purdue with a 70-64 lead and 30 seconds to play. Keep away time. Shot clock is off. Here's a foul on Alford. Alford with his 2nd foul. He had a rough start starting tonight. Did not score for nearly 13 minutes, though he has 15 now. Purdue at the free throw line, leading by 6. 26 seconds to play.
Everett Stevens, the man with the block on Steve Alford. Stevens has played outstanding basketball all night long defensively. Has had several outstanding plays, including 2 3-pointers in the contest. So he is the guy that goes up to the line now. Purdue leading by 6. 26 seconds left in the game. These free throws are crucial. Stevens gets the first one.
Everett Stevens drops in his 13th point, and Purdue is 22 out of 29 and leading 71-64. Stevens, the junior from Evanston, dumps a boot. 14 for him. 72-64, 25 seconds left to play. Purdue is about to knock off the second-rated team in the nation. Here is Alford jumping, shooting, no. Rebound by Purdue, but Everett, no. Mitchell cannot hold the ball, and there is a foul, however, going to be called on Alford. That'll be his 3rd, and the Boilermakers will lead 72-64. 15 seconds left to play. Coach Knight is still talking to one of the officials. He may have gotten a technical. No, not yet. No. He is still talking to him. He did not get a technical. Alford fouled. Will go to the other end, and they're celebrating in West Lafayette. Mitchell will be at the line for a one-in bonus. He has hit 6 in a row at the free throw line. He drops in his 17th point. And the Boilermakers lead 73-64. Purdue is 23 out of 30 at the line. Mitchell with 17. And didn't get this one. 14 seconds left to play. Here comes Indiana in a hurry. Callaway had it deflected over. Alford fires. No. 6 seconds. Purdue gets the rebound. Here is to Mitchell. He drives down. He puts it up. He scores! Mitchell scores! His 19th point, and Purdue has won by 11, exactly what they lost by at Indiana. The Boilermakers have done it. They've knocked off the number 2 rated Indiana Hoosiers, and the celebration is going on here at Mackey Arena. Stand by. We're going to have Coach Katie, hopefully a player coming in just a moment, as soon as they can get out of that huddle over there. Let's just enjoy Purdue's 75-64 victory for the Purdue fans. We'll be back to continue in just 30 seconds. You're watching Purdue basketball on the Farm Bureau Insurance Basketball Network.
WrestleMania 3, the biggest happening of the year, is coming on Sunday, March 29th. Get set for 12 great matches, highlighted by Andre the Giant challenging Hulk Hogan for his heavyweight title for the first time ever. WrestleMania 3, Sunday, March the 29th. And here's how you can order now.
With Bob Ford, this is Joe Pate. We're back at Mackey Arena. And we're waiting down here to get Coach Katie and a player, and we got Troy Lewis coming down, and we'll be going to Ed Harding to do that interview. Just a second. 75-64. The Boilermakers have stunned the Indiana Hoosiers with a victory here, and the Boilermakers still have a shot at the championship. Here is Ed Harding.
Joe Pate, thank you. I'm with Troy Lewis here on the floor. Troy, any greater victory over Indiana in your career at Purdue?
No, this is the most important game I ever played in so far at Purdue, and we happen to play Indiana tonight, and it was a great victory for us.
You lived on the free throw line, young man. You can set up shop out there tonight.
Oh yeah, I decided to take the ball to the basket today. My jump shot wouldn't fall like it usually has, so I decided to take the ball to the hole.
Terrific contribution from your backcourt mate, Edward Stevens. In terms of defense on Steve Alford, in fact, here comes Coach Katie. Gene, step in here. Congratulations, Gene. I know you've had a lot of big ones in your career, but this has to be a terrific win. 2 terrific games and wins.
It's a great win, and of course, we're still alive in the Big Ten race for championship, so I couldn't be proud of our kids. They fought hard.
I was in your office this afternoon, and on the wall I saw your objectives for the year. 22 wins and a shot at the Big Ten championship. Tonight, you even Indiana in the loss column for the championship, and you get number 22.
We had a lot of goals this year. We finally reached one of them, but it was a game that was well played. It was hard fought. And, you know, Indiana's a great basketball team, and I couldn't be proud of our kids.
You know, in the early second half, explain this to me, Kurt. Early in the second half, you kind of spread out your offense a little, and Indiana was able to get back into the game, particularly a good contribution from Thomas.
Well, we just tried to be a little more patient and get the ball inside and give them foul trouble, and that's about what it was.
Gene, congratulations. Terrific win tonight. Appreciate the time. Gene Katie and Troy Lewis here on the floor of Mackey Arena. I can barely hear myself. Joe, back to you.
So we'll continue with our post-game show after we hear